And I'm Cara DeFalco, and in a few minutes, we're talking to a business expert about how New Jersey businesses should handle customers not wearing their face masks. Plus, there's a big attraction at Great Adventure. We'll show you this dynamite new adventure.
We're talking to the head of Monmouth University Athletics about a former student who landed a big job with an NFL team. Plus, Laura Jones is here with a big announcement from a Central Jersey candidate. But first, let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta for a check on the beautiful New Jersey weather.
It is beautiful. Good morning to you both, Lisa Marie and Cara. Nice to see you on a Friday morning. We've got amazing weather ahead this weekend. How'd the pool opening go, Lisa Marie?
It's
okay?
going. It's going.
Okay.
We're right on target for next weekend.
Well, that's good. That's good because those that have a place to cool off this weekend, the early bird catches the worm because you've got a hot forecast ahead. Highs will be well above average, and this time the humidity makes a comeback as well. An impressive start this morning as temperatures across New Jersey begin anywhere from 70 degrees right over toward Newark into the mid 60s back to the north and west. Even as you head down the shore this morning, 72, a rapid warm up there in the Pine Barrens, and that typically happens with the sandy soil air there over just west of Toms River. Atlantic City and Cape May also starting nice and mild. Look at the clear sky. There is nothing going on across our skies with this clear weather, blue sky all around, not a cloud throughout the morning. However, you may notice a little bit of a whitish haze to the sky, and that is actually due to these Canadian wildfires that are sending smoke up and around Hudson Bay and actually right down the Hudson River Valley here into New Jersey. So that's the cause of that whitish sort of sky that you noticed yesterday. It'll also be the case today. Now let's get to our forecast this afternoon. Today's high will climb to 79 degrees, and it will feel very, very pleasant with weather all across New Jersey, feeling more like June. So if you want to head out toward the beaches, we've got an excellent beach forecast, even as the water temperatures warm up into the upper 50s. Yes, it's still chilly to take a dip, but anticipate mostly sunny skies all throughout the afternoon. UV index of a 7. You could burn probably in less than a half hour, especially when we hit the high level of that UV, which is coming in the next few days. Elsewhere around New Jersey, even inland with your Friday forecast, temperatures will today climb into the upper 70s and low 80s, a really pleasant feel across the state with those temperatures easily shattering that 80-degree mark in Trenton, Howell, Lacey Township, and even over toward Atlantic City. A little cooler at the beaches, but that's to be expected. We've got all of what you need to know about this weekend's weather. We'll break down the humidity forecast as well because Cara, Lisa Marie, we've got a really hot weekend ahead. Can't wait to tell you all about it, and we'll let you know if that heat and humidity sticks around into next week. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
That sounds lovely. Lisa, get that pool ready. We're coming over.
Oh, please. We were talking about this last week, Cara, that we want to do a show from here as long as Mike brings the pizza.
It's all ready to go.
I was going to say, it's not even a question. Yeah, no, we can definitely.
The mozzarella di bufala has been purchased. I've got the rest on order, so just say the word.
Word. Can't wait.
It sounds amazing. Mike, thank you very much. We'll check in with Mike in just a little bit. Starting off with some of the best news we've heard in quite some time, the CDC and the White House say you can take off the masks in public places. Now, retailers have followed suit. Target, Walmart, and many others have announced that you don't need a mask to shop in their stores unless you're in New Jersey. Governor Phil Murphy is sticking with the mask mandate. He says at least for a little while longer. All of our neighboring states are following the CDC's recommendations and removing mask rules. So many business owners in New Jersey are kind of in a weird position now, having to be the mask police. So joining us now is business expert and president of 7 Stage Advisor in Butler, Carl Gold. Carl, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. So it's a little confusing for everybody. The CDC saying that if you're vaccinated, you can remove the mask. The state governor saying, no, you have to keep it on. And so as business owners, how are they supposed to manage something like this?
Well, they're not. And this confusing mandate throws business owners right under the bus. I mean, it really does. The reality is they're turning them into the mask police. And businesses are not a regulatory body. They can't be doing that. As a matter of fact, I'm not necessarily saying I like what Governor Murphy's doing, but I do like that he has made a definitive statement and said they're all on or they're all off. I mean, you've got to really pick which side of the fence you're on. But by putting the business owner in that position, at a minimum, it's awkward. And at maximum, it could be offensive to the clients of that business if they have to sit there and start saying, are you vaccinated? Okay, you're off. Are you not? Are you on? It's totally unacceptable.
Yeah. So how does a business person know if a customer has been vaccinated, and how does the business person keep all customers safe?
Well, to the first part of your question, they don't. First off, you get into all sorts of privacy issues. You're not supposed to be able to ask people about their medical history. Try that in a job interview, let alone at a business. And so you run into that issue. So I don't think you can even attempt it. What I would suggest to business owners is have your employees wear a mask. Keep all of your sanitizing protocols going, social distancing, you see all the stickers on the floor, to maintain 6 feet, and encourage people that we're all in this together, and please wear a mask wherever you can't social distance. And then in order to keep it safe for the employees, what I would suggest is have your employees wear their masks, right? So at least you're doing your best to, you're setting an example, and 2, you're creating a safe environment. And you can at least say, look, we did everything we can for our employees to keep them as safe as possible.
How tough has it been for businesses?
Well, it's been for those that have retail establishments or they take patrons into their facilities, it's been nearly impossible. I mean, this has been a really tough year for them, and mostly service businesses, hospitality, retail. I mean, when was the last time you went to a movie? In a movie theater. So it's been really hard for them because even if they're working remotely, they're working in a way that their employees are not really used to working. So this has been a long haul on them. And really the last thing you want to put on an employee or a business owner is now they've got to police the people that come through the door. So I think it's really encouraging that we're getting back out. We're getting back to meeting in person. And I think that's going to be refreshing for everybody's mental health. But this has been a tough haul, the toughest haul any business owner has gone through ever.
Yes, I think we would all agree. So, Carl, what would be your message to customers who are frustrated and impatient and also confused?
Well, this one's a tough one. So customers have all this pent up demand. They are ready to go. The economy and the money in the system is actually very good. Interest rates are really low. They want to buy. So yes, I would remind everybody, just remember what it was like a year ago when you couldn't leave the house. The fact that we can even be out there is such a bonus. So, if you're within 6 feet, this is kind of like if you had a cold. If you had a cold, you wouldn't be on top and breathing on people too close. And I say to people, think of this like it was head lice. Remember when, as a kid, or you had a kid and they got head lice, you told everybody, you never got too close to anybody. I mean, if this was a head lice issue and not a COVID issue, this had been over a long time ago, because nobody would have gone anywhere near each other if this was head lice.
Yeah. So you mentioned at the top of this how everyone surrounding New Jersey, the mandates are different. They're following what the White House and the CDC is suggesting. Do you think businesses run the risk of losing clientele across the river to New York, to Pennsylvania, et cetera, because they have the freedom of no masks?
100%. 100%. I think, and just the opposite when, if you remember a year ago, New York City was flirting with the idea of a shutdown, and what happened? People flocked out of the city. Florida has dealt with that all year. The one thing we have going for us here in Jersey, well, many things we have going for us, but the one thing is the time of year and the fact that we have the beaches and the boardwalks, and that's where a lot of people flock to. So I think our beaches, our lake communities are going to kind of save the state this time of year right now. So that will encourage people to stay local. Well, yeah, if you have the choice between a retail center that's near the border and you don't have to worry about it, or you could just cross the border and you don't have to wear a mask and the restrictions are loose, some people are going to go across the border. There's no doubt about it.
Carl, thank you so much for your time this morning. We absolutely appreciate it. That has been very insightful. And again, still confusing. And the first time I think that Governor Murphy really hasn't followed suit from Governor Cuomo through this whole thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how this progresses.
Yeah. The one thing I do like is he made the government the bad cop, which is what the government should be, because they are the regulatory body. So what I like that he did was it's a definitive statement. This wishy-washy, yeah, you can be on or off this. That's a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely. Carl Gold, thank you very much. We appreciate your time this morning. You have yourself a great weekend.
Thanks again.
So, Kara, speaking of things opening back up, concerts are back. New Jersey's Jonas Brothers will return home this fall for a new tour. The brothers announced the Remember This tour, which includes 2 stops here in New Jersey. October 5th at PNC Bank Arts Center in Holmdel and October 7th at the BB&T Pavilion in Camden.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to go to a concert. That's definitely one of the things I've missed the most. My other favorite place, I used to actually work here when I was in college. If you're planning on heading to Great Adventure, prepare yourself for a dynamite adventure through Expedition Dino. This new prehistoric adventure features 30 life-size dinosaurs with realistic movement and sound. Visitors can add this experience to their wild safari drive-through adventure or day at the theme park. As somebody who's super nerdy and loves natural history, I'm really excited for this.
I feel like Great Adventure always has new amazing things coming out.
They're always working on something over there. They really are trying to just be an all-around entertainment zone. And I think so few people realize that it's right here in New Jersey.
Yeah, who needs Disney?
Exactly. All right, which New Jersey governor is your favorite, Lisa Marie? We'll tell you what a new poll says. Plus, Laura Jones is here with the latest in New Jersey politics. The New Jersey Morning Show. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Butler-Smith, and I'm the founder of Morph Mom. I'm thrilled to introduce our show, The Happier Hour. Each week, along with my 5 co-hosts, we will feature guest speakers who share personal journeys of strength and hope, along with tips and financial tools to bring inspiration to you to find your next step. You can watch The Happier Hour on News 12 Plus throughout the New York tri-state area. You can find us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61. See you Sunday.
Welcome to Distinctively Outdoors. Here at Distinctively Outdoors, we help our customers seek the ultimate experience for the best outdoor design. Distinctively Outdoors provides award-winning products that you can have right in your backyard, such as breathtaking kitchens and appliances, custom pergolas, quality outdoor furniture, and our relaxing hot tubs. Visit our store today in Parsippany, New Jersey on Route 46, or call us at 973-828-1288 to help you get started on your dream outdoor environment.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show, and let's get another check of the weather with meteorologist Mike Favetta. Hello, Mike.
Very good morning to you both. You know, we have hurricane season around the corner as we finish up spring, enter summer. June 1st begins the Atlantic hurricane season, but have you heard there's already 2 cyclones that may spin up later on this weekend? It's early. It's very early. So I've got the hurricane list up for you for the names. See if one on this list is your favorite. We've got Anna, Claudette, Bill, Danny, Elsa, going all the way down to Wanda. Now, if you remember last year, we started hitting the Greek alphabet because we had 31 named storms. And so we had to go into the supplementary list. Well, because that's only happened once before, the World Meteorological Organization said, that's it. We're not going to go into Greek alphabet anymore. We're just going to use another list. So the list would start over with this backup list, if you will, if we get beyond Wanda this year. So
wow.
We hope we don't go beyond Wanda. Because
yeah, no, please.
Was a bit much. But I wanted to show you that these are the systems that are starting to spin up right here off the coast of Bermuda. You have Invest 90L, and then you have another system which is actually down in the Western Gulf of Mexico. They're Invest 91L. So the hurricane hunters are flying out. They'll go check and see what the situation is. But Greg, a former intern of mine, actually tweeted that since 1950, there have never been tropical storms that developed in the Western Gulf of Bermuda, Western Gulf of Mexico, or Bermuda. So a very interesting tidbit there. And so these are the two systems that are going to potentially form later on today. You have the one there just east of Bermuda, and then in the Western Gulf of Mexico. Let's get to our weather forecast for today, because we've got excellent weather for outdoor dining, plenty of clear sky throughout this evening, and a warm one even at the 6 o'clock hour. All of that leftover heat lingering into this afternoon. 82 degrees, your Morristown temperature. A little bit cooler with that wind coming off of the water in Hoboken, and that's what we enjoyed yesterday down toward the beaches, a slightly cooler feel with the drier air coming off of a cooler ocean. Cherry Hill inland, 82. Atlantic City on the coast, 68. So it'll feel more pleasant even going in through the next few afternoons at the beaches, because get a look at this weekend weather, town by town. Look how hot it gets, not just tomorrow, where we climb into the upper 80s, but into the low 90s as soon as Sunday. There's extra cloud cover around tomorrow, maybe a chance of a late day shower or storm, but the humidity that makes a surge back on Sunday is really going to feel unpleasant and really make it feel like the dog days of summer. It's a little early for this, but good news is it only lasts this weekend. There is a dramatic cool down on the way for Monday. We'll tell you all about that with the 7-day forecast. Lisa and Anne-Marie and Kara, it's coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. We appreciate it. I'm looking forward to all this nice, warm, sunny weather.
Absolutely. Me too.
All right. So if former Governor Chris Christie decides to seek the Republican nomination for president, he may not have the support of, who was elected to 2 terms as governor, that has 64% unfavorable ratings from voters. According to a new Monmouth University poll, 70% of respondents said they believe Christie would not make a good president. 60% said they hoped he won't run in 2024. 10% say he will run.
You know, to me, Chris Christie's time was 2012, the 2012 election. I think, you know, it's like been there, done that. I don't know. But Kara, who do you think is New Jersey's favorite former governor?
Oh, man. I don't know. I think it depends on, like, are we just talking about overall job? Let's,
Yeah, I think we got to bring in Laura Jones for this one. She's standing by with the latest on New Jersey politics. Laura, who do you think is New Jersey's former favorite governor?
Well, I know the answer to that.
Do you?
Yes. But I can tell you, I think the funniest is Brendan Byrne, but after he was in office. He just was so funny, but in office, not so much. And a lot of times that happens. Once they're out of office, they can kind of let down and, be a little bit more, not as on. But if you'd like me to tell you the answer, former Governor Tom Kean. He is New Jersey's favorite, according to a Monmouth University poll.
That kind of makes sense.
Nice man. He's a very nice man. I've met him numerous times. Very, very nice.
So, Laura, what's going on for the New Jersey politics?
Yeah, well, there's never a dull moment. Now, June 8th is the primary coming up. And in Lambertville, there is a race that's pretty interesting because the former mayor, Dave Del Vecchio, he served 27 years as the mayor. He's running again, but he's going up against a newcomer, Andrew Novick. Now, the incumbent mayor, Julia Fall, is not seeking re-election. Lambertville is a very blue town, meaning very Democratic. So it's safe to say the winner of the Democratic primary will most likely become mayor. Now, I spoke to Dave Del Vecchio, who actually he had lost his seat to Julia Fall after 27 years, and he's running again. And he had a very big announcement, an endorsement, and he made that announcement right on my show. Let's listen in. I understand that you have a little bit of information that has just come in and it's going to be heard first here on New Jersey Politics.
Yes, it is. And I'm very excited about this. My friend and our great senator from the state of New Jersey, Cory Booker, has endorsed my candidacy. And, I couldn't be more proud of him doing that.
Also running is Democrat Andrew Novick. Now, and we're going to be speaking with him on an upcoming show. Switching gears now, New Jersey's COVID numbers, they've been all over the place. If you listen to the governor's briefings, they're kind of all over the place. And that's because the state is starting to remove some duplicate numbers from the reporting system. And I spoke with a columnist, Jeff Edelstein, who is with the Trentonian, about this. And here's what he had to say.
So they were adding all these cases that were clearly from months earlier. So that was the beginning of the issue. Just when we thought it was over, then they start saying that, well, we found some duplicate cases. And then they ended up deleting like 10,000 cases in one day, which played havoc with the numbers. And then after that, for about a good 2 weeks, they deleted probably close to another 10,000 more. So, I mean, they deleted close to 20,000 cases over, a few weeks period. And but again, playing with the numbers, those deletions then were also coming out of the daily total that we send to the CDC. So for a short time there, it looked like we had completely kicked COVID out of the state.
Now, Jeff and I are going to speak about the job of the New Jersey Press Corps to question these numbers, and we too are going to be keeping an eye on what is happening with New Jersey's COVID numbers on New Jersey politics. You can catch that full interview with Jeff Edelstein of the Trentonian and my other guest, Alan Steinberg from Insider NJ, right after the morning show, and you can watch it anytime on the NJ On Air app or on njonair.com, and also streaming here on Facebook too. And finally, here's some other news. Did you hear? You can win a dinner with Governor Murphy and First Lady Tammy Murphy. There is a catch. There's a catch. You have to be vaccinated. So let's listen to his pitch.
First Lady Tammy Murphy and I are putting our own skin in the game. Every New Jerseyan who gets their first shot before the end of May. And in this case, it includes everyone who has already been vaccinated over the past 5+ months, as well as those folks getting vaccinated over the course of the next few weeks or 2 weeks, is eligible to win a private dinner with the two of us, either at historic Drumthwacket, the official governor's residence in Princeton, or at the governor's shore home a couple of miles north of here, right here at Island Beach State Park.
So there you have it. Now, do you two, would you all have a preference as to Drumthwacket, which is in Princeton, or the Governor's Shore House?
Shore House.
Shore House.
Yeah. I would like the Shore House if it's like a clam bake. I would want it to be a clam bake. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you get to select what kind of experience?
That I don't know. But listen, I will be making sure that, anybody who's had their vaccine can put their name in the hat, can put their name in the ring. But you guys, listen, you've got to look at the video there. So when I was looking at this, I couldn't help but notice there are a couple of beach chairs, and then there's kind of a person.
Tammy Murphy and I, the end of May. And in this case,
boom.
I don't know that image will ever get old.
Never.
Not in New Jersey. No, it won't. I mean, you've got the Bernie Sanders meme, with him at the inauguration with the mittens. With the mittens. So you've got a summer one and a winter one. And yes, so when I saw that, I told the producer, Gerald, I said, Gerald, is that like intended? So in any case, all right. You can catch all of this later on in the show, as I mentioned, on NJ On Air, on the app, and online.
Laura, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Lisa Marie. Next up, the head of Monmouth University Athletics is going to be talking to us about a former student who just landed an incredible job. That's up next in just a minute. The New Jersey Morning Show will be right back.
Hi, I'm Debbie Peterson, founder of the Wellness Gala. I'm very excited to bring you our television show, Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala. Each week, we'll be bringing you experts in the fields of health, beauty, and wellness. We'll also bring you great tools and options to help you lead your most fulfilling life. You can watch Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala on News 12 Plus throughout the New York metropolitan area. You can find it at Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61.
Welcome to Distinctively Outdoors. Here at Distinctively Outdoors, we help our customers seek the ultimate experience for the best outdoor design. Distinctively Outdoors provides award-winning products that you can have right in your backyard, such as breathtaking kitchens and appliances, custom pergolas, quality outdoor furniture, and our relaxing hot tubs. Visit our store today in Parsippany, New Jersey, on Route 46. Or call us at 973-828-1288 to help you get started on your dream outdoor environment.
Welcome back. It is time to get another look at the weather with meteorologist Mike Vivetta, and no complaints. No complaints, Mike. You got the good gig this week.
It's going to be nice this week, especially, it's been so dry with the low humidity this past week. Everybody's been loving the weather and, well, in turn, showing the weatherman some love. So we like that, especially with all the clear sky lasting through the weekend. The chances of rain are pretty low. And with all of the sunshine, now as we head into the period of the year where we have the strongest sunshine throughout the entire year, the highest sun angle, our UV is climbing. So the UV index for today is at a 7, but there will be locations where it could go higher into 8 or 9 territory, and that's where it turns very high, and you could burn with fair unprotected skin in less than 15 minutes. So now is the time of year to use the sunscreen, because it's all about the high angle of the sun. Also, if you're an allergy sufferer, you may have noticed that the allergens have started to change mode. So we finished the trees, and now we're heading into grass pollen season with the severe level of grasses reported. Now, there's still an abundant level of tree pollen around. It's just not as concentrated as it was like a few weeks ago, but it's the grasses that really are going to be high for the next few weeks, especially with all of the sunshine and, of course, that warmer weather helping the grass grow a little greener. Now, I wanted to show you on the 7-day just how warm it gets this weekend, with temperatures easily climbing into the upper 70s today, right at the top of the screen. Mostly sunny skies, maybe a few late-day clouds, but a really beautiful finish to the work week. We start off the weekend on Saturday with more humidity, temperatures climbing into the mid-80s, and maybe the outside chance of a late-day passing shower or storm, but no need to cancel any plans. I think we'll be okay. Sunday, that's where the humidity really turns up, and it will feel like the middle of June with that high humidity, very hot air, temperatures easily in the 90s in the big cities, a little bit cooler at the beaches, so that's why I think we'll see that average state temperature of 88 degrees, but that's still very warm. And then look at the cool down. We go into the 50s for Monday morning. A shock to the system, right back to cooler weather, more like late April on Monday, with lower humidity and highs only in the lower 70s on Monday and Tuesday. And then we surge back into the hot, humid weather on Wednesday, so it's kind of that seesaw effect.
I'm okay with that Monday, Tuesday, because you know what that looks like to me? Good sleeping weather.
It is. Yes, it
Are you going to have time to sleep, though, Car?
Who knows?
Because I never do, so.
I'll sleep. I'll snooze for you, Lise.
Thank you.
Meteorologist Mike Vivetta, thank you very much, my friend.
So, Kara, former U.S. women's national ice hockey team captain Megan Duggan is joining the New Jersey Devils as a manager of player development. Dugan has 3 Olympic medals, silvers in 2010 and 2014, and a gold medal in 2018. She is believed to be the first openly gay person to work in hockey operations in the NHL.
It's amazing.
Another local woman landed a huge job in the NFL. Sophia Lewin from Wayne has been hired as an assistant coach for the Buffalo Bills. Lewin attended Monmouth University and was a student assistant on the Hawks football team for 3 seasons. Joining us now is the Vice President and Director of Athletics for Monmouth University, Dr. Marilyn McNeil. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for joining us here. So this must be such an incredibly proud moment for the university and the athletic department to see a female student being hired by the NFL.
Well, Monmouth couldn't be prouder, but I think the whole world of women's athletics has to be just beating their heart very loud and very openly. It's a breakthrough, and we're seeing so many more breakthroughs. So I'm just so excited for female athletes across the nation.
Marilyn, how, and you said you were just so excited, and I think, I laugh all the time. My dad played, college football, and he always said, if Jersey Jersey produces some of the best professional athletes out there. But like you said, how does it feel to really see a woman step into that spotlight in a man's world like that?
Well, yeah, it's an interesting world. The whole world of athletics has been dominated by a whole glut of testosterone, and so we, as women, we bring so much to the table, and it's getting the men to understand that having a difference, having some diversity, having some different points of view, it can only help. And I see this all the time, particularly in college athletics. The male athlete, one of the most important people in their lives is their mothers, and they really pride themselves on their mothers, and they listen to their mothers. So I think that this is a win-win for professional male athletics everywhere we go, is that women are going to have a big voice and going to have a big influence. And we just have to get those males to understand that we have something to give. And it's not because we're women, but because we understand the game. We're passionate about athletics, but we also are a diverse group of people, and we can really add to what they're giving and what they're presenting and what we can give back.
Absolutely. Well, there's another story here. I understand that you are retiring soon after 53 years in college sports, right?
That is true. That is true. It's a little bittersweet right now.
I'm sure. But in that time, you were an athlete, coach, and administrator, elevating Monmouth to one of the premier mid-major Division I programs in the United States. You added 7 sports, many with opportunities for women. So how have you seen college athletics, even professional sports, change over that time?
Well, I'm such a believer in the athletic experience. I just think it adds so much to anybody's life experiences. And I'm not just about adding female experiences. I really care. I think it's really important that our men have these experiences and have quality experiences. But I do believe in the last 5 years, I've seen a real interest and a real, maybe it's been longer, a real interest and a real caring and passion for women in sport, and these young girls that are following, families that are following. And so now it's okay to be a jock. Now it's okay to be a tom girl. So I think that's really the biggest change I've seen, is that we accept. I have to say, 28 years ago when I started at Monmouth, I was looked on rather precariously. I think everybody thought I was just going to come in and kill all the men's sports and just add women's sports. But it's not the case. We're all better off if we are inclusive, and I think both men and women can survive and really become better people for it. And I think every one of our student athletes at Monmouth would say that they are as keen about their female athlete counterparts as we are about our male athlete counterparts. And so we're all getting better, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I work in sports. I've worked with the New York Giants radio network since 2007. And obviously women have been working their ranks up through the media ladder in sports. So it's nice to see it translating to on the field now.
Absolutely. And there's no reason why we have to be on the sideline. There is absolutely no reason. And I think that the more and more groups of people like the Buffalo Bills that accept that, it's only going to help us, and it's only going to help the world in terms of athletics and putting the civilians into career opportunities that respect women and respect the experience.
Well, thanks to you, Sophia is going to be a huge partly thanks to you. Sophia is going to be a huge success, and she landed with an amazing team. The Buffalo Bills are really on the up and up in the NFL, so it's going to be the perfect marriage.
It is, and Sophia, from the time she started with us, she's been very passionate. This has been her career goal, and I'm so happy to see her progress, and I only wish her more. I'm waiting for the next promotion.
Yes.
Dr. Marilyn McNeil, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We so appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, one of the world's largest ships just pulled up next to New Jersey, and we'll show you what it looks like right after this.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Butler-Smith, and I'm the founder of Morph Mom. I'm thrilled to introduce our show, The Happy Hour. Each week, along with my 5 co-hosts, we will feature guest speakers who share personal journeys of strength and hope, along with tips and financial tools to bring inspiration to you to find your next step. You can watch The Happy Hour on News 12 Plus throughout the New York tri-state area. You can find us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61. See you Sunday.
Swing the hips.
Oh boy, they weren't kidding.
Whoop.
You're looking for a gold crown?
Sure. So you say you're helping people through. How are you doing that?
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Let's get a check of things with meteorologist Mike Favetta, who's got the good gig this morning because the weather's going to be nice and nobody can be mad at him.
Weather's amazing. Unless you're an allergy sufferer, you feel your eyes popping out of your head.
You know what? Mine have been improving now that the trees are coming down ever so slightly. So I'm okay with that too.
That's good. That's very good. But if you're planning to spend some time at the beaches, you've got that fresh, clean air off of the Atlantic. You've got some really nice weather there, even with the afternoons turning a little bit warmer. Just got to remember the sunscreen because it will be so bright and sunny. I want to show you, though, start off with our weather computer because the amount of humidity that comes in later on this weekend will be pretty brutal. Look at what happens for Saturday afternoon. This is tomorrow afternoon. You have this very humid weather here down to our south. That's in the shade of blue, whereas the northern half of the state in the shade of green, it's still feeling quite comfortable and dry. But then we go a little further out in time, and you'll notice that by Sunday, all of that warm weather moves in across New Jersey. And so all of that humid air, shown in that shade of blue, is going to be invading the state, kind of like the plague. It's really going to be hot and humid on Sunday with all of that high humidity. Good news is it doesn't last long because even further into Sunday night and Monday, it turns beautiful with this front that slides through and clears us out. So all of that humid weather is then pushed back down to the south and west. There it is over the Midwest, and we enjoy this nice dry feel across New Jersey. So a very pleasant feeling with lots of pleasant weather and lower humidity by Monday. The UV index will show plenty of clear sky throughout the weekend, so if you want to hit up the beaches, today is a great day to do so. Tomorrow and Sunday also equally nice. Just notice that the winds off of the water with the afternoon sea breeze will really make it feel much cooler by, say, 2-3 o'clock when the sea breeze kicks in, making the immediate shoreline feel like the upper 50s and low 60s with that sea breeze. So get to the beach early to enjoy that nice warm feel. The 7-day forecast has plenty of sunshine both days this weekend. Higher humidity, like I mentioned, by Sunday. And then Monday and Tuesday turns dry and comfortable yet again. We're back to that Southern California weather with the very pleasant feeling on Monday and Tuesday, low 70s. Humidity returns with some heat by Wednesday and Thursday. So excellent pool and beach weather upcoming. The ricotta is defrosting. The yeast is ready to go for the dough. And the basil is growing. So we've got all of the ingredients for the pizza whenever that pool opens up, Lisa Marie.
Yeah. You'll be the first to know. And we have the appetites ready to go. I mean, that's always ready to go. So
I'm glad.
We don't got to wait for the pool for that. Thank you so much, Mike. So, Kara, the Marco Polo pulled into New York Harbor this week. This is one of the largest container ships in the world, and it's right here. It carries over 16,000 containers. It is the largest container ship to ever visit the East Coast.
You know, Lisa, ever since the Suez Canal got blocked up, I've never thought so much about shipping containers and ships in general. But once that happened and you really got to see like how things get sent around the world, I mean, we never think about it. I never thought about it. So that's so cool to have one here, because I think something else that a lot of folks don't think about is, New Jersey, Elizabethport happens to be one of the largest ports in the country. Most of the goods that come into the U.S., particularly on the East Coast, come through there.
Yeah. Where I lived in Jersey City, so it bordered Bayonne. So I would see these kinds of ships come in all the time. So I would think about it a lot, and I would see from the different countries that they would come in from, and I would just think about the people that were on them. Like, wow, you're from so far away, like you've been on a ship for like months. I wonder how that feels.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Listen, I did a cruise once in my life to Alaska, and I was this close to calling the National Guard to come pick me up because I was so seasick. I was like, never again. We're never doing this again.
No, never did a cruise. And again, I would see the big cruise liners, because Bayonne now, there's the port of Cape Liberty. And the ships are so impressive, but I'm with you. I don't know if I can spend that much time on the water like that.
Yeah, no, it's a little too much for me. Well, hey, listen, Lisa, we've got a very cool story here. 14 scouts from one Central Jersey town are being graduated to Eagle Scouts this weekend on the deck of the USS Battleship New Jersey in Camden. Laura Jones is here once again to tell us all about these incredible young people. Laura, I think this is so cool because it's unfortunate, but I don't think a lot of folks, a lot of kids these days participate all the way through scouting to Eagle Scouts, the highest rank for young men, right?
That's correct. A lot of people start out in Cub Scouts, and a lot of people know the Pinewood Derby, right? So when they're young, they participate in that, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. So as young people grow up and they get involved in other things, they don't always keep that dedication, because it is a lot of work. And getting to Eagle Scout, that is a very prestigious rank within the Boy Scouts. Like I said, it takes years to earn, and many start their journey in first grade. In fact, to give you a little perspective, only 6% of scouts achieve this milestone. So we have one troop, Troop 49 in Lambertville. 10 of their Eagle Scouts are advancing together in rank. And in neighboring troop number 65, Ringo's, they have one scout advancing. So that is 11 young men. And we've got their photos. Their photos are rolling. And they started out, these 11 men started out in 2007. And their very first sleepover was on the USS Battleship New Jersey. And they were only 6 years old at the time. And this weekend, they get to go back on Sunday to the USS Battleship New Jersey to mark that milestone. Now, they were scheduled to actually have this event last year, but COVID meant this was canceled. So these young men, these Eagle Scouts, many who have left for college or are leaving, they missed their prom last year, they missed graduation, everything else that happened to the class of 2020. So this is one event. This is one event that was just so significant that everything else that happened, they made sure that they had to reschedule this in person, and that is happening this Sunday in Camden. So the Troop 49 Eagle Scouts are Alex Bauer, Ryan Baylog, Matthew Calley, Garrett Christopher, Bailey Kloss, Samuel Davis, Seth Geis, Porter Little V, Scott McClellan, Matthew Young, Michael Rowe. These are all from Troop 65. Now, Troop 49 is led by Scoutmaster Brian Klaus. And so Brian Klaus, who's the scout leader of Troop 49, where they have 10, his son became an Eagle Scout, and Brian himself is an Eagle Scout. So that's certainly going to be a very, very special moment. So now the restored USS New Jersey battleship is located at 62 Battleship Place in Camden. It's decommissioned from World War II Battleship Museum and Memorial. Now, there's never been an Eagle Scout ceremony of this size on the USS New Jersey. The Eagle Scout ceremony is very unusual because, again, you've got so many boys advancing together in rank and mass, as well as holding this ceremony aboard a battleship. So parents they're so excited, and these young men, an incredible milestone. And this is something that an achievement of Eagle Scout that is something that when you're applying for jobs, whatever you do, that is something that stays with you. And somebody looks at that, it's like, oh, Wow. So you know how much dedication that they had to balance between their extracurriculars, between school, and then achieving Eagle Scout. It's amazing. I had my younger son, my middle son, my older son, my middle child, started in Cub Scouts, and it was so much work. So, you know, he did it like a year. So it's certainly an incredible, and for this many people to stay together for 12 years.
Those kids are going to just be lifelong friends. I mean, you can see it's, you know,
right.
That really is something, something to see.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
My cousin Nicholas, he got promoted to Eagle Scout a couple years ago, and he received proclamations from all of the living and current presidents, and, you know, right down to the governor. The police chief was there. It was such a huge honor. It was done at his high school, so he's going to be a little envious when he sees this, because being on a battleship, you really can't top that. But I was blown away. I didn't really know the history of the Eagle Scouts until I saw my cousin rise through the ranks. And Laura, like you said, what an incredible achievement.
Well, and one of the things you mentioned about the proclamations is they had it planned last year and had a lot of VIPs. They didn't get the green light that they were going to be able to do this until a couple of weeks ago. And so I've been, you know, trying to help get some VIPs to come. They had to plan this a little last minute. So hopefully we will be getting those proclamations and the other people within state government, because there are some Eagle Scouts within the New Jersey legislature. So, you know, invitations were sent to the president, to congressmen. So definitely, you know, like everything else, certain things are delayed. But nobody can take away this achievement, no matter where it's held, and they're going to have it in an incredible place. And again, they had their first sleepover. Their first event as a sleepover there. That's so cool.
I think that's so cute.
And they deserve it, because, like you said, they missed prom, they missed prom weekend, they
graduation,
so much.
Yeah, exactly.
So Laura, we're going to switch gears a little bit. Hold up your coffee cup that you've been drinking from all morning.
Yeah. It's a Wawa.
It's a Wawa, South Jersey staple, right?
A Jersey classic.
Yeah, creeping its way up here to North Jersey.
People say, "What's a Wawa?" Sometimes it's like, "Oh, you don't know."
Well, it's funny. I came across this article recently about Kate Winslet. She's one of my favorite actresses, thanks to Titanic.
Yes.
And the headline was pretty amazing. Laura, you'll appreciate this. Kate Winslet gushes about Wawa. It felt like a mythical place. And I think a lot of people in this area would agree, but it's just so funny to hear someone of Kate Winslet's stature saying that. So
she gets it. She gets it. Everybody is so polite in Wawa. Everybody's opening doors. They're being so kind. And then when it touches your lip, that first sip, it's so good. But then watch out when you get in the parking lot.
Well, what prompted Kate? Yeah, well, what prompted Kate to make that proclamation? She was on a podcast recently, the Los Angeles Times podcast, The Envelope, and she revealed that she fully embraced Pennsylvania culture for her role in Mayor of Easttown. In the HBO limited series and murder mystery hit, she plays Police Sergeant Mayor Sheehan for her first television role in 10 years. The show is set in the small town of Easton in Delaware County, also known as Delco. While fictional, Easttown is said to be based on 3 actual places: Drexel Hill, Coatesville, and Aston. So because Wawa was such a big part of the story, when Kate was in the area, she decided to visit one. She would read this newspaper every day, and there would be some sort of offer or story about Wawa, so it felt like a mythical place. By the time I got there, Kate said, I was like, it's real. Walking into a Wawa ultimately felt like it was kind of an honor in a funny way, because to me, it's the heart of the story. So to finally walk through the door of a Wawa, I don't know why I felt like, oh yeah, I'm here. I belong. This is where it's at. Wawa.
That's awesome.
I think almost every and any New Jerseyan would probably agree with her.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know, in fact, our family likes it so much. When we got our dog about 2 years ago, one of the names that we were going for was Wawa or Hoagie, because we do love Wawa so much.
Do you know? All right. So now that you just said hoagie, really, really fast. So first of all, I had never heard of Wawa until I went to Rutgers University because I never really hung out in South Jersey. Otherwise, one, two. Rutgers used to have 2 separate nights of like special takeout dinners. So one was sub night and one was hoagie night, serving the exact same thing. But people used to like kids used to actually get angry, be like, it's not a hoagie, it's not a sub, it's this, it's that. So 2 nights would be sandwiches, but once they would call it subs and one night they would call it hoagie night.
And if you go to Boston, it's grinder, right?
Grinders. Yes. I worked in Connecticut and it was a grinder and I literally served it and I went, what is that?
Yeah. I've never heard that until this very moment. A grinder? A sub sandwich is a grinder?
Grinder. It's a New England thing.
Yeah. Wow. They are very, certain areas are very, very protective of their kind of food and how you pronounce it, especially in Philadelphia. It's not water ice, it's water ice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other one. That's another one.
Oh, there are many. Well, in the South, every single soda is called a Coke. I want a Coke. Well, what kind? I'm like, maybe I'll have a Sprite Coke.
That's funny.
Coke,
that is funny.
Coke, purple Coke. Yeah, everything's just called Coke.
Laura, we're going to let you go get ready for New Jersey politics in just a little bit. And Lisa, you and I have just a handful of other things to discuss this morning.
Yes. Well, we go from my favorite movie, Titanic, to one of my favorite all-time shows, Friends.
Oh my gosh.
And it's coming back, sort of. Friends, the reunion will be on HBO Max May 27th. All of the main Friends are back on the set that started it all. Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and David Schwimmer. And special guests reunite to discuss everything from the casting process to whether or not Ross and Rachel were on a break.
Now, Lise, I actually rewatched the entire series during the pandemic because it was on Netflix for a while, and then they moved it to HBO because I didn't get all the way through it. And it was probably more poignant now that I was actually closer to their ages than when the show originally aired. But it's just phenomenal TV. It's an incredible show. I mean, they really just stepped into something amazing with that whole series.
Oh, they really did. I've actually rewatched it too. Being on maternity leave, there's not much to do with the newborn. So I've watched a lot of episodes, so I'm really excited. But the show just was magic, from the writing to the jokes to the timing to the casting. The actors were perfectly cast. And they mentioned that in the promo that is running right now. David Schwimmer, I think, commented on that. But what really took the internet by storm when this came out earlier this week is the appearance of the cast members.
Yes.
So, I think David Schwimmer looks pretty much the same.
Yes.
The girls look pretty much the same. Matthew Perry, though, he raised a lot of eyebrows. He wasn't looking so well.
And I think that's been, and listen, not... Sometimes, life is hard on folks.
No, not because of like an ugly factor. I mean, health-wise, people were very concerned about his appearance. Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. I think, I think he's talked about a couple of different issues that he's had over the years as well. Yeah. The other thing that kind of goes along with this, Lise, is they now also said that the Friends apartment is available for a stay in the city.
That's
trying to see. I was going to say, I just saw this article. Now I'm trying to pull it up again. Yeah, you can now stay at the Friends New York City apartment for $19.94 a night. That's $19.94. Yeah.
That's when it debuted. Wow.
All right. Booking.com inviting 2 best friends to sleep over in the Monica and Rachel New York City apartment as part of the Friends experience in collaboration with Superfly X. More Americans looking to travel. Let's see. Booking.com wants you to have a sleepover with your best friend. I'm trying to find out exactly where you can do this. Offering really 2 one-night stays. Fans can create their own scenes. Chandler and Joey's recliners will be there, and Ross's infamous sofa pivot. There'll be costumes.
And it's in the Village, right? Greenwich Village?
I think so. Guests will be treated to dinner and drinks, late night game of Phoebe's cab escape room, Friends themed scavenger hunt. In the morning, you'll enjoy coffee at Central Perk. Private photographer will be on hand.
That's very
$19.94 a night because of the year it premiered. No better offer.
And you know who's going to take advantage of that? I'm sure some sort of millennial that maybe wasn't even born when the show came out. That's just the type of show that it is. It transcends generations.
Absolutely. Lise, one more thing. It may be game over for the folks who run a small town in the UK. In an effort to spruce up the downtown area, they bought a bunch of huge planters and added flowers. You would think it came out looking amazing, right? But then the council members of the town of Wawa picked these, and the locals are not happy, saying it looks like something out of Super Mario Brothers. You never know. You might find a good gold coin inside. That was the sound effect I was looking for. That is hilarious. And you know, Lisa, you brought it up really with the friends thing too. You know, I think we're at a point now where like the people who are kind of in charge of things like don't know about these things. Like these people, you know, if they probably didn't play Super Mario Brothers. They didn't think about that, but that is fantastic.
I'm appalled. Think about the tax dollars that were spent to buy those things. Where did you even get something like that?
That sound effect is not getting old at any point. Mike, what do you think? Mike, were you Super Mario Brothers or were you?
I mean, this is more like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right? Because you're walking around and you see these giant things. But those online purchases can be deceiving because my sister brought the 2-year-old candle for my niece who turns 2 tomorrow from Amazon. But I guess she didn't realize the size. It's like this little tiny number 2 when she was expecting like the regular full 4-inch one. So that's it's the online shopping experience.
Yes, it is.
I don't know.
Mike, what can we look forward to this weekend?
We've got some great weather around this weekend. Mostly sunny skies, but hot, hazy, and humid weather arrives by Sunday. We'll look town by town right now across New Jersey, and temperatures today climbing into the 80s. But we've got a bigger warm-up on the way with the humidity returning for Sunday. It really gets unpleasant, especially as we go into the end of the week with plenty of hot weather around. Look at these temperatures, how they climb into the upper 80s, even near 90 once we get to the end of Sunday night. Yeah, that shade of fire red, you know it means business, but then it turns cooler as we transition into Monday with all of that red staying back down to our south and west. The town-by-town weather this weekend across New Jersey holds nice and pleasant until tomorrow, where the humidity returns, a little heat climbing into the mid-80s, but low 90s across most of the state, especially inland away from the shore with that high level of humidity. So we've enjoyed the hot weather this week, but haven't really experienced that typical quintessential New Jersey summer-like humidity yet. Well, the wait is over because it comes on Sunday, and you'll hear the air conditioners humming all across New Jersey this weekend, if they're not on already.
Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot. What, in your estimation and looking at the trends, what are we looking at for Memorial Day?
I have to go look. I haven't looked that far.
You haven't looked? Okay.
I'm not working until Monday, so I've been...
I have to... So and Mike, you are by one of the best meteorologists I've worked with, and yourself and several others have always said to me, we really can only give you a good estimate about 3 days out. Anything beyond that, it's really our best guess.
I would say for temperature, you could do a good 10 days out to get an estimate for temperature. But when it comes to rain, yeah, no more than maybe 5 days at the most. And that's really generic and generalized. If you want to know if there's going to be a storm at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, yes, you're right, 3 days out.
Mike, thank you so much. Well, we'll see you next week for a big bonanza Memorial Day weekend show. I can't wait.
Can't wait. That sounds awesome. Are the pots coming too? The big planters? Sounds like fun.
Absolutely. Meteorologist Mike Favetta, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for watching this morning. Lisa Marie, so good to be back and co-hosting with you again. If I was like you were off, then I was off. So I'm glad to be working with you once again, my dear friend.
Yes, definitely. Same here. New Jersey Politics is up next on NJ On Air. See you next week.